lot of people say they never heard of Leotis Martin. Don't know who he is. Wonder what kind of fighter he is. He's a better fighter perhaps than talker, but tell him what kind of fighter you are.
I'm a very good fighter. I've had 25 fights, and I've won them all except one. The reason they haven't heard of me, I've been in the background of Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier been getting all the publicity out of Philadelphia. So it wasn't nothing I could do but stay in the background and try to get a name for myself.
But you didn't really stay in the background. You picketed the streets of Philadelphia in an effort to fight him, didn't you?
Oh, yes. The reason for that was get a little more recognition, and we believe we could beat him. And it was my idea that maybe if the public knows that he was coming down, then he may well give in and give me a fight with him.
You realize you've got the best knockout record of any man in this tournament?
Oh, yes, I do. I have 14 knockouts for me, and I believe that this fight here is going to be about the same.
You're going to knock Ellis out?
Going to be trying real hard. I believe I can do it. If he comes to fight, then it'll be a good fight.
You fought him twice as an amateur, beat him once, lost to him once, remember?
Yes. But at that time, he was a very good fighter then. I beat him. I thought I beat him second time, but, you know, how the thing goes, I believe I can do it, and I'm going to be trying. I've been in shape for it, one thing for sure.
How long will it take you to knock him out as you see it?
If Ellis come to fight, then the fight shouldn't be going on about 8 rounds there.
You going to win this tournament?
I'm going to win the whole tournament if the law will for me.
You used to spar with Terrell. Could you beat him?
I believe so. Terrell is a good guy, but I think I could get over that Jay out a couple times.
Leotis, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you, Howard. And I'll be trying real hard. Thanks.
And now in the tension-packed dressing room, you see live on our ABC camera, Leotis Martin, a native of Toledo, Ohio, now living in Philadelphia, who hopes to advance in determining the heavyweight champion. We'll be back here at the Astrodome in just 1 minute.
Vitalis grooms every hair on your head. Every
Vitalis is a greaseless liquid, so it spreads easily to reach each and every hair.
Every hair on every head.
Outdoors, it's a hot afternoon in Houston, Texas. Indoors, in the air-conditioned Astrodome, it is perfectly comfortable. A crowd of about 15,000 is on hand for these two scheduled 12-round bouts. The ring announcer, Tim Nolan, is passing along some information to the fans now who are beginning to find their seats as Jimmy Ellis and Leotis Martin will be making their appearance very, very soon. And, of course, the bout to follow features Ernie Terrell. He'll be going against Thad Spencer. Less experienced, much younger, but perhaps as hungry or perhaps hungrier. And, Howard, I think you'll agree with me on that statement.
Thad Spencer has undergone an amazing transition. Chris, he's won 32 of 35 fights, but his transition is not so much as a fighter, but rather as a person. As I said earlier, he's become almost a cocky fighter. And he's been making a lot of noise, much in the manner of the dethroned champion, Muhammad Ali. He insists he will get inside of Ernie Terrell, and he insists further that he will be a very, very difficult character to beat. And he thinks he will knock out Terrell, and he makes no bones about saying so. Chris, I do think very quickly we should cover the scoring rules for tonight.
Right.
And I think, first of all, you should know that we employ in Texas the 10-point must system of scoring. The winner of a round gets 10 points for the round, and the loser gets whatever is allocated by the referee and the judges. There is a mandatory 8 count today, but there will not be a 3 knockdown rule. In other words, 3 knockdowns within a round will not cause termination of the fight per se. This happens often in championship and other fights. And finally, you can be saved by the bell. In other words, if you're knocked down and unconscious and the count rises to 8, but the bell signals for the end of the round, you can be saved by the bell. Those are the basics, Chris, and I see that young Jimmy Ellis is in the ring dancing around. Let's talk about him a little bit.
Looks extremely poised, too, as he awaits the start of this fight. At the moment, Leotis Martin is making his way toward this perfect ring and a perfect vantage point for all the viewers. Here comes Leotis Martin now at 192 pounds, and like Jimmy Ellis, he stands 6 feet 1, or perhaps 1.5. Here is a boy that you're looking at now, still robed, ready to go, who has won 24 fights. He has lost only once, and that was to Floyd McCoy back in 1963, while Jimmy Ellis in the ring has won 26, lost 5, had quite an amateur career. He was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and here is a young fellow that with the Riverview Choir has done a great job with spirituals down in Louisville, Kentucky, Howard.
That's true. He's gone around the Deep South with his wife, who's also an excellent vocalist, as a guest singer at various churches. But as much as Jimmy loves to do this, boxing's his way of life, and he already said in the interview with me earlier, he wants to be the champion. He's a hungry one.
There's Leotis Martin, and Howard, since Leotis Martin was Ernie Terrell's sparring partner at one time, and Jimmy Ellis was the sparring partner of Cassius Clay, we should point out that the term sparring partner is not a derogatory term, because you must remember that Jersey Joe Walcott once sparred with Joe Louis and later became the heavyweight champion. There have been many fighters in the history of the heavyweight division who had that role in the early going. So here we have two, one Terrell's and the other Jimmy Ellis, who sparred with Cassius Clay, and this is their big opportunity. As announcements are being made here, we're moments away from the start of the first scheduled 12-round bout. We'll be back at the Astrodome after this message.
Hello, I'm Ed Reimers. 6 million auto insurance policies expire this month. Is yours one of them? Well, then maybe you should make the sensible switch to Allstate for insurance in the pay less, get more tradition of Sears and Allstate. For example, as a good driver, you may qualify for Allstate's special low good driver rates. For 2-car owners, Allstate has a 2-car discount. And there's a compact car discount. These are just some of Allstate's many pay less features. And along with them, you get more with important extras like coast-to-coast service and convenient drive-in claim centers. You'll find many pay less, get more features on this checklist. Talk it over with an Allstate agent and get the full story of the sensible switch. Does your present auto insurance expire this month? Make the sensible switch to Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Howard Cosell and Chris Schenkel at ringside at the Astrodome live.
Jim Nolan has introduced the fighters while we broke for that commercial. Jimmy Ellis at 194.5, but not seemingly possessing the heaviness of body that Leotis Martin possesses at 192. Jimmy Ellis's trainer-manager, of course, Angelo Dundee, perhaps the shrewdest man in all of boxing. And the manager of Leotis Martin, a colorful character out of Damon Runyon in boxing's past, his name, Penny Schaefer. I stopped as I looked up at him because he created quite a scene at the press conference held the other day, and a lot of us got a big kick out of it. Of course, we should tell you about the referee and the judges. The referee will be Ernie Taylor, who's been around Houston way and a member of boxing, in a sense, for about 30 years, who has refereed for 10 years and more. The judges, Chris Jordan and Jimmy Webb, former light heavyweight champion of Texas and contemporaneously held the heavyweight championship of Texas. Chris Jordan, a former amateur boxer, and very briefly a professional boxer, not to be confused with Jordan Christopher, the husband of Sybil Burton.
All right, Howard. We've been talking about the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship Elimination Tournament, and we probably should further inform all our viewers that this tournament is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, which was founded in 1921 as the only governing body in boxing recognized throughout the world, as it's a voluntary association of 48 state and city athletic commissions in the United States with 12 major affiliates overseas. The WBA was formed for the purpose of supervising boxing in the interest of clean sport. Through its rules and regulations, the WBA seeks to afford a full measure of protection to the paying public to ensure real competition between contestants and to prevent domination of the sport itself or its various weight classes by any individual or group of boxers, managers, or promoters.